What's going on, gamers? It's your boy Daily Tactics here, and today we are back with some more Men of War Assault Squad 2, the Army Men mod. And in today's video, we're going to be doing the same defense because the Reds and the Blues have both yet to be able to take the Green Army Men trench defense of the backyard here. However, in this video, the Army Men of the Green faction have run out of ammunition for both their tanks and their artillery, so all they have left is infantry. Coincidentally, and lucky for them, the Tans also don't have any tank production currently. So the Tans are sending forward about 1,000 Tan soldiers here against the Green infantry that is defending the Lego trenches here with roughly 350 or so soldiers. So the Greens still stand a good chance of defending here, but the Tans also stand a pretty good chance of taking over the backyard, which we have yet to see happen despite 2 episodes previously. Either way, guys, if you enjoy these videos, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you have not already, we're so close to 400k, and comment down below if you'd like to see another episode of the Backyard Wars in this new Army Men mod that we're playing with. Either way, guys, let's get into the video. Hey gamers, real quick, I want to just take a second of your time to tell you about Daily Productions, my second channel, where I used to post a lot more Let's Play content, but more recently I started uploading really high quality edited videos with funny moments, montages, as well as awesome storylines and things like that. Right now, the 2 videos up there that I am most proud of are some totally accurate Battlegrounds gameplay with me and Plastic Scott that was edited into a funny moments montage, as well as an Arma 3 Star Wars mod operation with the 187th, but I will be adding so much more content up to that channel in the near future. I'd really appreciate it if you went and checked out those videos and started watching over there as well if you're looking for some new places for content. Either way, guys, hope you have a great day. On with the rest of this video. Alrighty then, gamers, let's get right on into this thing. Lag warning before this video starts. There are a hefty amount of Tan soldiers engaging on this battlefield, so there might be some lag going on. Either way, let's go in fast speed for the beginning here. That's a rare thing for me to say, but there is quite a distance here for the Tans to cross before they get to the Green defenses here. Now, I think this is a very plausible situation for the Tans to actually manage to topple over the Green defenses. I know I said that last time with the Blues, but I think the Tans truly do have a shot here because infantry only could be susceptible to a defeat for the trench defense here. I think this is a prime opportunity for the other colors of the Army Men to defeat the Greens, but then again, you know, a trench defense is always going to be difficult to beat, and we'll just have to see if the Tans are up for the task. Either way, fire from the Greens starts us off here as the Tans make their way to the edge of the river and start to mobilize against the first trench defense. But you got to remember, there are still 2 trench defenses farther back that the Tans are going to have to get through here at the end of this battle. Now, I did see a couple of cool recommendations in the last video I did where people were saying that I should go ahead and have every single color going up against the Greens if all of them individually fail against the Greens. I thought this was actually a really, really cool idea, and I would love to do that. I think if we do have every single color fail against the Greens here, then we will definitely be having that happen. Either way, the Tans are just full sending it against this trench defense right now, and the Greens are struggling to keep up their fire. They're getting suppressed. They're having to reload. It is truly a bit difficult. Let's go in slow-mo for just a little bit here and check out the Tan situation. They have lost a number of soldiers here, but the Greens are now starting to lose a number of soldiers themselves at the overwhelming number of Tans that are coming on forward here. This is a brutal number of Tans, truth be told. Either way, back to that sort of idea of all of the colored nations going up against the Green defenses if the Greens do manage to defend every single time. I do think for like the grays and maybe the purples and stuff like that, you know, sort of the sub-colors, the colors that aren't as cool as like the Tans, the Blues, the Reds, sort of the classic Army Men colors, we might just go ahead and lump them in and not have them have their own battle because there's only so much you can really do with a green defense until it's like, okay, how do I spice it up this time around? You know, for the 10th time we've done this battle. I think the last 3 episodes we've had interesting and new content every single time, but, you know, by the time we get to the purples and grays, I might be out of ideas for how to make this trench defense interesting. I think for the time being, it's still really cool and people are enjoying it a lot, but, you know, on the 7th time you've seen the same defense, it's like, okay, nothing really to spice it up. So at that point, we might go ahead and say, okay, we'll just have all of the colors attack and forget these guys. Either way, the greens are going down here in this infantry-only battle right now. They've taken out a solid amount of tans before they've lost this first set of trenches, which is always good to see. But now the grenades are starting to come in, and it gets a lot harder to hold in these types of situations when they're getting dislodged from their own positions and things like that. The second trench line that's immediately in the first trench line here is starting to get engaged a little bit more here, but I doubt they'll be able to hold out for much longer compared to the front line here that we had. I mean, at this point, the tans are already up and firing into the trenches. It's a little bit easier to be accurate with them. They've already lost a solid amount of troopers, but they've still got a lot going for them on this battlefield right now. So I think the greens probably have lost this first position. Even though there are troopers there, it's just a matter of the tans wiping out the rest of them on the battlefield. We've got more grenades being thrown over this way into the green trenches over here. This is going to dislodge all of these troopers and result in their deaths probably if they first of all don't run away, or if they just get gunned down as they do attempt to run away here. Either way, they're just, yeah, kersploding on the battlefield here, and they will be going down pretty swiftly right there. The tans just making large, momentous pushes here into the green lines and just pacifying all of the troopers within. There we go. The first line's completely dead there. The second line is starting to be worked on. Some of the tans have even managed to flank around the sides here and started to fire in with M16A4s, a pretty good weapon to be on the flank with, considering the fire rate that this thing has and the capabilities of this weapon. Look at this. They're just managing to fire in on these greens and take out the last remaining survivors before they're really able to do all that much. The greens, I don't think, even realize they're being flanked because they're so focused in on these tans that are going up over the top here. And look at the sheer amount of fire these tans are managing to put into the green lines here. It's just absolutely monumental. Even on the right side, we're just getting so much fire in here that the greens are suffering extreme losses. The right side does seem to be doing a little bit better than this side over here, but even still, it's nothing to write home about. I mean, these guys are probably going to get killed pretty soon. Let's go ahead and bump it up a speed here. Hopefully it's not too laggy, and it doesn't seem to be. So yeah, we can just sort of cruise through this. I don't want to go in full speed because I think that would be too laggy. At that point, we're just going to be seeing frame rates. We're going to be seeing, you know, a PowerPoint presentation of the battle rather than, you know, an actual battle that we want to actively watch and participate in. So here we go, the tans coming on into the trenches, slaughtering the last of the greens here. They're trying to put up a little bit of an effort, but at this point, there's not too much you can go ahead and do against the tan invaders, and the tans are going to manage to break through here. Let's go ahead and check out the losses. So red are tan losses, yellow are green losses. There's still a couple of greens in these bunkers, but not really much. Tans definitely did lose a sizable force in this first little assault here, and that is going to be a good springboard for the rest of the green defense here that I think the greens might be able to take advantage of. All right, let's go to full speed here and watch as the tans just sort of clear out the last of these bunkers right now. Just a couple of green soldiers holding them. Airborne troopers actually with some grease guns right now, but it's likely that they'll be slaughtered pretty quickly. This guy does try and make an effort to take out some tans, but he gets shot in the back of the head right there. Let's see if this green soldier gets a kill. There you go. There's one. Not too shabby, and he does go down. But hey, he sacrificed himself for the greater good of the Green Army. We got one last green soldier back this way. He's currently actually healing a little bit, but the tans don't even know he's there, I don't think. They're just sort of moving off to the side over here. All right, why don't we go in fast speed here as the tans regroup. Without tanks, it's a little bit slower going, so it might take them a second to actually engage with this second line. I have high hopes for this second line. It's a little bit more enforced than the front line that we just saw, and it's also a bit better tiered. They've got almost 3 lines of defense here that they're going to be able to utilize against the tans that are going to be coming forward. And here we go. We're getting into this battle now. Also, this green is still alive, which is pretty funny. I'm sure at some point the tans will double back and kill him. Maybe? I don't know. Either way, here come the Tans through the grasslands here and engaging. A number of them already going down. We're back in normal speed here, and the Greens are fully firing. It is a complete and utter trench firing line going on right now against the Tan assaulters. A lot of them already getting suppressed, but it's such a long firing line and it is multiple tiered that the suppression doesn't matter too much. They're still going to be getting Tan kills as they go. We're seeing a couple more Tan bodies in the fields here. This is a little bit harder to view when we were using like the blues and the reds. It was easier to see those soldiers within these bushes here, but since they're Tan and they actually blend in with the ground a little bit, it's actually a smidge harder to see. So it's almost as if there's a bit more camouflage on the battlefield that will assist the Tans and hurt the Greens that are going on right now. The Greens right now haven't really taken too many losses. On the right side there are losses mounting, but on the left side it seems to be okay. But in the back lines over here, losses are very, very minimal. So I think the second line of defense will succeed in taking out a lot more Tans. It is definitely a war of attrition, as it is with many of these sort of trench defenses that we have going in Men of War Assault Squad 2. It's a long haul type of a battle where you want to get as many kills as possible at each position. At the very end, you just hope to sweet gravy goodness that you manage to kill enough of the attackers that it's an easy defense at the very end. Either way, Greens here just firing lining, but it's not really working out. Let's go in slow-mo for just a second here. This last line of defense here, or sorry, the second line of defense here for the Greens has not panned out exactly like I thought it would. I mean, yes, they did get a few kills in the woods here. Actually, quite a number. All those red soldiers right there are dead Tans. But simultaneously, the Greens lost probably the equal amount against them. So this did not work out exactly the way I wanted it to, or I expected it to for the Greens. And the Tans have definitely outperformed this. And I think the big culprit of why that happened is the bunching up of the Tan soldiers here. The Tan soldiers are basically using like a wrecking ball formation to just pound through the green lines and attack them at full force every single time, which results in the Greens not being able to do enough damage to any singular troop to really get many kills, and simultaneously the Tans are able to get so much output fire on such a concentrated defense that they just wipe them out super duper quickly. So this is definitely not a great thing for the Greens and a very good thing for the Tans. This is actually a pretty impressive tactic here that we rarely see in Men of War Assault Squad 2. Usually we see a lot more trickle-in assaults in Men of War Assault Squad 2, but this is definitely not the case in this instance here, and the Tans are really, really doing a bang-up job in this assault right now against the Green soldiers. All right, let's bump it up a speed here and really get this thing going. The Greens continuing their defense, soldiers in the back trying to provide a little bit of cover fire, but just not managing to do it. They're getting slaughtered. The Tans are just completely assaulting with such a strong force, all congested together, that the Greens, again, aren't really able to get any kills that they need to be getting at this point in the battle. The first line of defense for the Greens works really well, but the second line did not. Red bodies on the battlefield here are dead Tans, and yellow are dead Greens. Definitely didn't work out for the second line here for the Greens too much. By the way, this airborne trooper back here in this trench is still alive, which is kind of funny. But don't worry, there's still plenty more Green defenses to go. There's all these soldiers back here defending the main base camp, and you know, they're pretty congested. They do have a lot of soldiers back here. They could definitely get some kills here. The last of the Greens over here are pretty heavily suppressed. They're trying to get any kills that they possibly can right now. But again, the Tans are just completely wrecking balling this. Look at this. All of their soldiers are congested into one ball that's just flowing forward and attacking the Greens with all of their might, which is completely crazy. And, you know, the perfect tactic for this is it might as well be the Red Army during World War II. It might as well be. It's absolutely crazy, baby. All right, let's go into normal speed here as the Tans do march forward. Again, the might of this force is absolutely ridiculous, just the tactics that they're playing with. All right, the Greens over here wasting no time in lighting up some of these Tan soldiers as they come forward. In this instance, the Tans can utilize the cover that the Greens possessed previously, which it's probably a pretty bad thing, I have a feeling, for the green soldiers back here, having to deal with enemies that are now undercover. They don't have that sort of open field advantage of no man's land that they were working with previously in this battle. So perhaps the green defense has met its maker here in an infantry-only style battlefield, because the Tans are just barreling on through right now and destroying the greens. Although a number of Tans have gone down right here pretty early on, and the greens haven't lost anyone just yet, so maybe I'm speaking too soon right now. I kind of hope so. I'd like to see this battle, you know, take a bit of a turn, and I'd like to see the greens put up a little bit more resistance. I don't really care who wins. I just like to see a battle with a lot of moving parts and a lot of different, you know, sort of situations that result in one side taking the advantage, then the other side taking the advantage, etc., etc. So, just for the video's sake, I'd love to see a little bit more dynamics in this battle. And that seems to be happening here, as actually these greens are managing to slaughter quite a number of Tans without losing too many soldiers of their own. They're just now starting to lose a few soldiers, but they've definitely taken out more Tans than they've lost greens. I don't know if it's going to be enough to actually make a difference at the end game of this battle, but it just might. You know, you can always have that hope for sure. The very back lines here for the greens are somewhat firing a little bit, but not too much. I think probably they're just firing at the very edge of the Tan lines here. But they're probably not able to really target the people in the way back. So we'll see if those greens actually do manage to do a little bit better as the battle goes on here. But these guys are actually lasting a good while and sort of breaking up that ball offensive that the Tans were doing, because now the Tans are definitely trickling in on this position, which is resulting in them losing more and more soldiers rather than before. However, now these guys are suppressed, which is never a really good thing yet, and they're getting picked off one by one as they pop off. So I think these green soldiers in this position are likely dead men standing in the trenches right now. However, we are seeing a little bit more fire from these guys over here. One of them has already died, but it is good to see more fire coming from these guys in the long run here. Let's go ahead and check out the losses right now. Red are dead Tans, yellow are dead greens. Greens have lost this one line right here and a couple soldiers back there, but a lot of Tan deaths have occurred on the battlefield at this time. So we might be seeing a turning tide in this battlefield right now as the Tans kind of stall out at this third line right now. Yeah, the Tans are definitely stalling out at the moment, which is a good thing for the greens, bad thing for the Tans, although there are still a lot of Tans that the greens need to go through. Definitely a few hundred soldiers left alive on the battlefield at this moment in time. Yeah, and we can see all those muzzle flashes coming through the grass right there, which is kind of crazy. Just the little sparks popping up every which way. By the way, guys, it should be Easter when this video actually comes out. Although I am recording this on Thursday, April 14th, because I'm going away on Easter, so I don't want to be recording on the holiday. I want to be spending it with family and things like that. But I really do hope you guys are having a good Easter if you celebrate. And if you guys don't celebrate, I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. Because obviously not everyone shares the same religion. You know, I just wish the best for all of you guys out there. Whether you're having a good Easter or you're just having a blast of a Sunday, I hope it's going well. And I hope this video entertained you for a little while. If you guys are, you know, still watching at this point in time, why don't you go ahead and comment down below, oh man, Daily, this video a banger, or something like that. I don't know, just a little code word so we all know who stayed till this time period. Yeah, baby. Either way, greens are dying in the middle lines right here. Again, the Tans have certainly slowed down quite a bit. There's only one soldier left alive in these defenses over here. He's probably just going to chill for the rest of the battle and then probably get knocked out as the Tans do approach his position there. Unless the greens can manage to stop the Tan assault. But right now, it is a battle from afar, which I think actually supports the green war effort a lot more than it supports the Tan war effort. A big reason why the Tans have managed to win so far is because they have been bonsai charging like nobody's business. But the fact that it's a little bit more of a war at a distance right now is definitely supporting the greens, who need that because they need to be able to utilize their trench cover, whereas the Tans are you know, sort of in an open field right now. So this is definitely going a good way for the green soldiers defending right now in the middle, although I'm seeing a lot of helmets getting knocked off, which means less armor for those soldiers, and I'm also seeing a few soldiers dying here and there, which is definitely not a good thing as well. So the greens need to hang in there for as long as they possibly can against these tans who are just coming forward slowly but surely at this point in time. Let's check out the losses. Red are dead tans, yellow are dead greens. Certainly a lot more tans have been dying at this point in time, and that is a very good sign for the green defenders. We also got to remember on this left flank over here, there's a ton more greens, a few of them in the front area over here, starting to fire a little bit, mainly the M16A4 troopers. And then there's also this trench over here on the far left, which I don't think is really engaging too much, just these guys on the end right here. Oh no, a couple guys over here too engaging a little bit as well. So the greens have a lot of soldiers in a lot of places left alive. It's not just this middle section here that the greens have available to them to defend. It is getting to the point where it is very difficult to see the tan attackers in all of this grass right here. I mean, it's just covering up so many of them. But luckily, it seems to not be daunting the greens too much, this amount of cover. They're able to just sort of fire in there and hopefully get a hit, and odds are they will be getting a hit, considering the fact that the tans are so bunched up that you really just need to spray and pray, and you'll likely hit someone right there, man. You probably will. Let's check the losses one more time here for the tans. Definitely a couple more deaths on the battlefield right here as they continue to come on forward. All right, I'm going to pause recording real quick and restart my recording, or else it glitches. Sorry about that, guys. Have to do that whenever we hit sort of that 20-minute mark in the video, or else my audio, for some reason, just gets super duper messed up. All right, either way, we've still got the greens here defending and the tans assaulting. Not too much seems to have changed in those 3 seconds after we pause, except for actually the right side over here for the greens has lost a few additional troopers. All right, why don't we go in fast speed for a little bit here, because it does seem to just sort of be a slow conflict at this point in time, with not too much action happening between both sides, and even with fast speed, not too much action is happening. The tans actually seem to be doing a lot more fire output than the greens. Just now the greens start to fire back, but still the tans are definitely doing a lot more firing, which is resulting in a lot of green suppression currently, which is never a very good thing when you're defending. You definitely don't want to be getting suppressed too much. The tans, let's go into normal speed here, seem to be getting to the edges of where they last were able to strike out, getting more forces closer and closer to the greens. That is going to improve their accuracy, but also improve the accuracy of the greens, and the greens might be able to grenade a few of these tans as well if the tans get close enough, which would be a very, very good thing for the greens during this battle. It seems like we've got 2 bunches of tans going on right now. We have this bunch right here of tans, and then we have another bunch of tans. Oh, sorry. No, we have this bunch of tans right here, and then another bunch of tans right here, according to the minimap, and then no one's sort of in this no man's land right here. So maybe these guys will splinter off to the right over here, and these guys will splinter off to the left over here, and that will divide their forces for the greens to defend. And we finally get to see a glimpse of the attacking tans for the first time in quite a while here, as they come out of the grasslands here and begin to really push the green soldiers right now. And not many of them are dying, and that's because these greens back here are just really getting suppressed nastily. They are not able to pop up and get too much fire out here because the tans are just spraying down anyone who dares to pop their heads out of these Lego trenches right now. We do have rockets getting shot though, and that is a brilliant idea right here. If you continue that work right there, we could be seeing some mass casualties for the tans since they're so bunched up. This is a really, really smart idea right now. These shots are not landing, but you really just need 1 or 2 good shots to change the tide of war. Come on, man. Hit a good shot here with your bazooka. Come on. Come on. Oh, that one didn't even land near them. Oh my god. Come on, buddy. What was that? Who are you shooting in here? Shoot the main body of soldiers. Come on. I've not been able to see a really good shot here from this guy. He's just shooting individuals. He's not really shooting the main group, which would definitely assist the greens a lot if he did manage to do that. There's so many tans right there that he could just nail all of them at once. Instead, he seems to be going for 1 or 2 soldiers over here. Not the most intelligent move by this airborne trooper right here. But I guess we got to deal with what we got to deal with. A couple more Tans are going down here as they get closer and closer, which is definitely a good thing. These guys in the middle for the Greens are, for the most part, dead. A couple of grenades going out now from the Tan soldiers. Definitely not a good thing right there. Takes out all 3 of those soldiers. The leftmost trench here for the Greens is starting to take its first losses as of right now. More and more bazooka shots coming out from that soldier, but he is just not hitting where he needs to. One juicy shot right here could take out like half of the Tan forces at this moment in time. He might even be out of ammo now. Nope, he's still firing away, but he's only firing at the closest soldiers. What a waste of potential. What an absolute waste of potential from this bazooka trooper right here. Come on, buddy. Now the Tans are getting real close. This guy could be at the end of his career right now. Takes out a grenade. He decides not to utilize it. He might be dead right now. He might be dead. He is dead. All right, he is down for the count now. Last of these green soldiers right here trying to defend. The Tans have managed to get a foothold here and are just assaulting the Greens without mercy. That guy's dead from that grenade right there. These guys on the far left over here still defending pretty decently, but I doubt it is going to be enough to actually manage to seize a victory here. More grenades getting tossed over this way. The last of these Greens putting up a good fight. I hope they can do something. I hope they can drive off some of these Tan soldiers, but part of me has a feeling that they cannot, which is no good. No good at all. Yeah, the last few soldiers here, they're spamming some fire, but I have a feeling this is probably going to be the end of the battle here. Yeah, the Tans are coming ultra close, using their own trenches against them, and just spamming fire into the trenches here. Grenades are just going to obliterate those guys right there. Actually, that didn't do great, but still. Still got a few kills. Yeah, these Greens are just going down, baby. This is the end. My only friend. The end. Goodbye, Greens! No! Oh, and there they all go. The Tans have succeeded in victory. The Greens did manage to get a decent number of kills here. Let's check it out. Red are dead Tans. Yellow are dead Greens. The Tans, their balled up formation definitely supported them greatly, especially in the first 2 assaults here. And at the end, they did take increased losses, but still managed to pull it off. So guys, that is the end of this episode of The Backyard. Perhaps the Greens, oh, there's one last Green here. He lived through this whole thing. Run away, Marcus Gonzalez, run away. Perhaps in the next episode, if you guys want to see another one, we could go ahead and do a Green counterattack to try and recapture the base. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Either way, I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.